Dr. Jazz.
I wanted to ask you about the new record. I heard by you All Trail Blue and the last one, the orchestra. And
Yeah.
what's the story behind it? It is a really beautiful album. I mean, like goes back to 40s kind of vibe.
Yes, it's a big band album. I made this band especially for this occasion, and it's of course a tribute to the great Lelio Luttazzi. Lelio Luttazzi was a showman first. He is very known because he composed a lot of Italian hits. And the sound of Lelio was always full of swing. He loves Aaron Garner, he loves that kind of jazz, which was 30s, 40s. And so we decided to make an album dedicated to him because everybody in Italy knows Lelio Luttazzi as a showman, as a TV actor. He was a speaker, and he did a lot of commercial music. But in Italy, I think that people really don't know about Lelio Luttazzi as a composer. Yes, because he was a great composer. We know him in Italy mostly for his songs for TVs or for artists like Mina or whatever. But Lelio was a great musician and was a great composer. He composed a lot of music, starting from movie music, ending to symphonic music. He was a pianist, was a great arranger, but what people don't know about him was this side, the side of compositions. So I decided to try to discover music that represent Lelio in this way. Try to get some movie music from films, and music that never played before. There's two songs. One of these songs is the title track is All Trail Blue, which is completely unknown because he wrote and after maybe 2-3 months he died. So nobody knows about that. So we kept also All Trail Blue, many songs in the album, maybe 10 or 12. I decided to give the work to arrange everything to a friend of mine, which is a great arranger and a great saxophone player, Gabriele Comeglio, his name. And so we worked together to make this album really swinging, really at the point.
Where does this love for the swing come for you? Because you know you have the swing tentet, and I think you love this old style. How did you fall in love with that style? When was that? When did that happen? I mean,
yeah, of course it depends. The major fact is that I am a clarinet player, and you know, if you play clarinet, in a way or in another, you have to swim in the sea of swing. And I fell in love with swing when I was really a kid, about 5-6 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because my father was a clarinet player, not professional, but was in love with traditional jazz. Of course, the god was Benny Goodman. So I started playing clarinet. Of course, I did all the classical things, but the swing, the jazz was always around me.
Mm.
So the swing in my playing, is a thing that come from many years ago, and I'm still doing that. I'm not doing only swing things
Yeah,
or
sure.
stuff, but I still think that people have to know many sides of a musician, and in this time I'm maybe mostly into swing things, especially for making album with a Nico Gori swing quintet, and this one we are talking about, which was realized with a big band, a real big band. It's not that, it's almost a complete big band. So swing is my job.
Yeah, sure. How did you enter the jazz improvisation? What was there like? Was there like a moment that you heard a record or someone that you said like, shit, I want to play this music?
No, it's strange because it's a kind of American story, because I grew up in a band, in a marching band, in a small town close to Florence, and usually the marching bands did the parade, and after that some of the guys of the marching band stay around and play some dance music. We in a kind of New Orleans style, because trumpet played the theme, drums, I mean not drums, the snare drum, the tuba, and there were also clarinet who was making some little thematic improvisation around the melody. That's why I start to improvise, just listening and try to make something good or almost good. So for me, I didn't really start from a point and say, okay, I want to be a jazz musician, I have to study, blah, 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 blah. It happens after that. First thing was by ear, and I'm still playing by ear. Of course, I practice a lot, I have. And I studied jazz, scales, modes, whatever, harmony, graduated in jazz, graduated in classical music. But at the end, what I feel, what I hear, it's always the best way to play melodies. So let's do like this.
Yeah. It's all about the melody. You know, even if you think about, I don't know, Ornette Coleman or whoever, it's melody, you know, it's like,
of course,
that's the most important, yeah. So
yes, and I mean the instinctive part of me, I think it's the part that I really prefer, controlled by the, of course, my brain, but not always.
Yeah, sure, yeah. When you entered the music scene, you know, I think one of the first records I heard you on was I Visionari by Stefano Bollani. And how important was Stefano for you? I mean, he's also on All Trail Blue, by the way, but how did you hook up with Stefano and playing with him?
Yeah, because me and Stefano, we were a schoolmate at the Conservatory of Music in Florence. So we are friends since decades. And for a period, he made things like pop singers playing with John Gotti, and I played a lot of dance music with dance orchestras. And when at a certain point we meet again during a concourse in Italy, which was the Massimo Urbani Prize, which elected the talent of the year in the jazz music. And so I decided, it was in 2000, I decided to participate, and it was so nice because I went there. Fortunately, I won everything. And the pianist of the rhythm section was my old friend Stefano Bollani. So he said, why we don't play really serious together? And after 1 year, 1.5 years, Stefano called me, and we started playing with this band. It was a quintet, I Visionari. And we made an album, also a double album for Label.
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
And the title is the same as the name of the band, I Visionari. And we played concert with Visionari. After that, with the Carioca Connection, which is another album of Stefano with Brazilian musicians. And after that, we make Ordine Agitato, and then we made Napoli trip. So it's around 20, 25 years that I'm making music with Stefano. So we are like brothers.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's nice to see that connection.
It was great to play with him because we never made a set list or we never organized the music. We just played, and it was a big challenge for me because I was into the thing like bebop, like chords, like that kind of jazz. So it was great, but also a little bit difficult at the beginning because it was another kind of conception of music, different that compared to what I had before. And I learned a lot from Stefano and from all the guys from the band, because the sound of the band was made by every musician. No, it wasn't like Stefano bring his tunes, let's play that in this way. No indication, nothing. Just play because you play like that. And if I choose you because you play like that. So my part was maybe the swinging part, the traditional part in the band, but we never played swing or really old stuff. Just that taste, with that flavor. When was my turn, of course.
Yeah, you were the Parmigiano cheese on top, so.
Yeah.
Nico, just 1 second. Like, I have to take my bread out of the oven. I'm baking bread, so just give me 20 seconds. Thanks.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the bread will be burned. So.
Yeah, it's well cooked.
Oh yeah, now it's like really perfect. So, but I wanted to ask you before you mentioned your move to Vienna and Copenhagen, and how did you end up in Vienna with the Vienna Arc Orchestra, and how was that experience for you? I mean, it's one of the legendary European.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I got a call from a colleague of mine, which is Mauro Negri, great clarinet player and saxophone player. He called me and said, "Man, I would like to leave this job, and I think you are the perfect guy. You can sub me and take my place. Do you like that?" And I say, well, it's a great opportunity that you are giving to me, so let's do it. So after maybe 2 days, I got the call from Matthias Rueg, which was the boss there, and he said, "Hey man, I saw something on YouTube about you, and Mauro Negri recommended you as a good musician, a good guy, so let's try." And I went there, I did my job, and it was a good job, I guess. And I with the band for 3 years, playing first alto sax and clarinet soloist. It was a great experience, a little hard for some aspect, especially traveling. We made maybe 4 or 5 tours per year. And you have to know a lot of music because we played 5 different repertoire at that time.
Oh wow, man, that's a lot.
Yeah, and you have to learn by memory the song. You go in front of the band and play as a soloist. Hard work, but great experience. And after that, after these 3 years, the band switched to another kind of conception. It was more classic.
Yeah.
They stopped with the big band because I guess for no more money to give the power to the band. So, and I made the first rehearsals, and I said, no, it's time to leave. And maybe after 1.5 years or 2, they completely stop. If you go to the Vienna Art Orchestra website, has written "Game Over," which is stop. But it was great. It was so great, and I met there super musicians that I didn't know before, even by name, because I don't know why, but Italy and Austria are so close geographically, but are so far about music.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's incredible. I didn't know nobody of the guys in the band.
Wow.
Nobody. So I went there and slowly take my place and do my job in the best way.
Mm. Yeah, maybe it's the language also sometimes, because usually.
Yeah,
But,
we spoke English, but when they spoke with me, they speak English, but when they speak, but
German,
yeah, because the main musicians were mostly from Germany, Austria, and Holland. So most of the musicians at that time spoke German, but I really don't know any words in German in the German language, Deutsch. So it was sometimes a little strange. Yeah, but they were so gentle. So and I survived for 3 years without any big problems.
Yeah. How did you then decide to go to Copenhagen? What's the story there?
Yeah, after the Vienna Art Orchestra, I came back to Italy, stayed in Italy, played with Stefano Bollani, made my own albums. And at a certain point, I got a call from an Italian guy named Paolo Russo, which is a great bandoneon player who lived in Denmark since 20 years, maybe more. And he's also a friend of Stefano Bollani. So I got this call from Paolo Russo once. And after 2 weeks with Stefano, we played in Paris at the Sunside Club. So Paolo Russo shows up in the club and played with us 2 or 3 songs from our repertoire. So I said, man, this is crazy. How he knows our music? So we played together. He was impressed by me, so he decided to call me to play some concerts in Denmark with his own trio, which was called Bandoneon, but it's a kind of word joke because it's band au neon. So I went there. We make some concerts, and after that, I start playing with this trio often. Go to Denmark 7, 6 times per year for 10 days, 15 days every time. And I discovered the Danish scene. I discovered great musicians. Good opportunity to work, so I decide why don't try to make a life down up there. Down there. So I went there, and actually I stayed for 2 years more or less. But the life there was not so easy for an Italian. First climate, which is terrible for us, raining, cold, and you know, when you play jazz music, you need something that give you inspirations.
Yeah.
I work a lot in Denmark, in Sweden, in Finland, in Norway, but you know, my life was not that satisfied. I mean, the work side, the music side was great, but you know, the quality of the life was for me a little, not a little, much more less than here in Italy. So after 2 years, I said, okay, let's make a decision. And of course, I was to the idea to come back to Italy and stay in the place where I was born. Point. So I stopped to go to Denmark from some years. Then now I used to sometimes to go there and play with the local musicians, because a lot of friends, great musicians, and sometimes they invite me to play as a guest. So I just go play and bye bye. I go back to Italy.
Sure. Yeah, but man, it makes sense. Like always when we have tours, you know, and I have sometimes American musicians, and then they see the tour schedule. Like I don't know, you have a concert in Ravenna, Ferrara, Bologna, and everyone is like, yeah, Italy. So I know what you mean. Yeah.
You know, everybody loves Italy.
Sure.
The reason everybody knows. I mean, and of course, to stay in Denmark was a great experience, life and music experience. But you know, when you are not totally satisfied from of the life you are making, and you have the chance to live in a place which is your place, my place, and I can travel all around the world. But when I decide to stay home, I would like to stay here in Tuscany. And also I'm also half Tuscany and half Napolitan, because my mother, she's from Napoli.
Oh, really?
Naples.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I have this kind of saudade brasileira, which is maybe from the Napolitan side. So why not stay here and travel?
Oh, man, sure. Yeah.
I love travel. I love playing everywhere, but I love my place.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Otherwise, Nico, I wanted to ask you about your connection with two American players, Tom Harrell and Fred Hersch. And
Yeah.
I have that album with you and Fred for Da Vinci, and it's so beautiful. But first, how did you connect with those two guys? Like with Tom first, I mean, Harrell and...
Yeah, with Tom, because Tom, I was playing for many years in a big band not far from Lucca, which is a city here in Tuscany. And in Lucca, there's this festival where there's a big band who plays arrangements dedicated every year to an author, to a composer. Okay. And we used to invite a guest for the festival, which is 1 week in August. At that time, the art director of the big band decided to make an homage, a tribute to Tom Harrell, to the music of Tom Harrell. So the concourse was dedicated to Tom, and of course they tried to have Tom as a guest with the band, and we made it. So it was a great opportunity to meet him, speak with him, and ask to him if it was possible to have Tom as a guest of my new album named 1900. It was a quartet where we played original music written by me and by the pianist. So I asked to Tom, and Tom said, of course, you are a great musician. You play so well. Why I have to say you no? Perfect. So we organized the session, and we made the album called Shadows.
Yeah.
After that, I stayed in touch with Tom when I went to the States many times. Always was at his place. And when I in Copenhagen, sometimes when he traveled to Denmark or Sweden to play, he used to call me and invite me to play with his quintet, maybe 1-2 songs. So
oh, really? Oh, wow.
yeah, we still are in touch with Tom, and of course, it was a great lesson from a big master, because I love Tom, and he's a really maestro, really, 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 really. And also, when I got the visa to work in the States, I got it for 2 times, 3 years per time. When I was working there with Fred Hersch, Tom wrote me a big letter to give to the ambassador here in Italy to help me to get the visa. So he's a super gentle man. He's a great, great maestro.
He's one of the best composers. I mean, I love his tunes, man. It's like...
I think he's a genius, because he can do really everything with the trumpet, with composing about everything. He can do everything, and especially thinking about his illness. I mean, about problems he had from always, I guess, like schizophrenia or similar things. It's something
incredible.
I don't know, incredible.
Yeah. Well, what about Fred? How did you meet Fred?
Yeah, Fred is another story, because I went to the North Sea Jazz Festival to play with the Stefano Bollani Quintet, and after our set, there were Fred Hersch trio plus 2.
Oh, so yeah, with Fred, Ralph.
Yeah, with Tony Malaby.
Tony, and Ralph. Yeah.
Valesi. So Fred came before, just to listen the Stefano Bollani Quintet, particularly Stefano Bollani, which he knows by records, but never seen him playing music live. So he came, and he was impressed by my playing. So he went to me and said, I'm Fred Hersch, I'm a piano player. I said, all right, man, I know you very well. He said, you are a great clarinet player, blah, 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 blah. I would like I'm coming to visit Florence next September, because the festival was in spring, and in autumn, in fall, Fred went to Florence with his boyfriend to visit the city. They already planned this trip, and so I said, when I come to Florence, let's find a place without audience, of course, where we can just play duo, clarinet, and piano, just for fun. So I was totally excited, and I found the place, and we went there, and without speaking any words, we start playing, just duo. We played for 1 hour, maybe 1 hour and a half, without calling any tunes. I started, he starts, whatever, standards, of course.
Yeah.
At the end of the session, we went to have dinner together, and he said, it will be great to play duo concerts, maybe here in Europe. After 2 months, I got the tour dates, and it was a kind of 20 concerts together.
Oh man, really? Oh wow, shit.
All around Europe. We started from the Porgy and Bess in Vienna, and we end up in Paris, traveling Europe together, me and him. So the music was, of course, fantastic, because Fred is another genius, as we said about Tom Harrell. And also we became good friends because, you know, traveling together, duo, two people, not everyone, well, is a good start point to create a solid friendship. So we became friends and we play a lot of concerts in Italy and also in the States because the duo works good, and Fred decided to bring me in the States, and I went 3 or 4 times in 2 years to play concerts with Fred, from clubs to festivals, whatever. And also Fred was a great gentleman, and he helped me a lot for everything, and for the visa, for the documents, for the advice in life, everything. Kind of big brother. So at a certain point, we decided to fix this music in an album. We went to Stefano Amerio studio in Udine. We recorded that album called Da Vinci, and after maybe 6 months, it was out from for Label Blue with Fred label. I think
Bijaz, yeah.
Which was a part of Abel Music, the company, and then we continue to play concerts. Still, maybe I don't remember, but maybe 5-6 years ago we stopped to play together. I mean, we never decided to stop to play together, but you know, life,
other things,
the distance, the things, the project, because you know, everything has a start and an end. So, but I'm so happy to have the opportunity to play with Tom and Fred, to learn music from these two great masters, and I'm still thinking that these two albums, the Fred Hersch and the Tom Harrell, are still my best.
They're beautiful.
Yeah. I don't want to compare this album with the others, also with the last one we are talking about the tribute to Luttazzi. But the music level and the soul power of these two great musicians gave me the chance to make these two great albums.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, both of these guys are really good. Really good, amazing composers, right? How do you compose? Do you write on clarinet, write lines, or on piano? What's your process there?
I used to compose with the piano because I studied a lot of piano. Sometimes I'm comp some singers still now.
Okay.
The piano is the box I use to compose and to arrange too. I never used the clarinet to compose, but sometimes I compose music for clarinet, thinking about clarinet, but using the piano. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Otherwise, Nico, what's on the schedule for you for the upcoming months? And do you have some projects, tours, concerts? What's happening?
Yeah, fortunately, I have a big number of concerts because I'm working often with a great friend and a super trumpet player, which is Fabrizio Bosso.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay, sure.
Because I was the guest of his last album dedicated to Stevie Wonder. So we are making concerts together with his quartet plus me as a guest. And so we have a lot of concerts with Fabrizio. Then I have gigs with my bands, with the Nico Gori Swing Tentet. We are going to make 2 Christmas concerts because we have this album Tentet is Coming to Town, which is a tribute to Christmas song in swing. Then I played with my new band, which is the Young Lions Quartet, because the three guys who are playing with me were my students at the Siena Jazz University. And they are three great guys, super musicians. So we decided to play together. And every time I play with these cats, is a joy, pure joy. Then I play with my sextet, which I will play my music totally without any standards or any other compositions. It's only my music. And I'm doing also many guest gigs. So I'm fortunately, I'm full of job, and I'm still teaching at the Siena Jazz University at the biennial. And yeah, I have work, and I'm satisfied. Yeah, and also I'm making new things for the next year, and maybe a good collaboration with a fantastic American piano player, which I don't give you the name because it's not official at that time. So, but it's gonna be in that way. So I'm happy and satisfied of my life.
Good to hear that. Good to hear that, man. But super. I'll leave you a nice, what is today? Wednesday morning in Tuscany. And thanks for sharing some of these thoughts. Beautiful to hear you talk. And
thanks to you, Salamon. That's a great opportunity you gave to me to speak about me, about music, about the project and everything. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you too.
Dr. Jazz.